Hi again. Welcome to You Make Me Sick TV. California's Governor Gavin Newsom announced a special election on November 4th, 2025, that's this year, to approve a mid-decade redistricting plan that aims to gain 5 additional congressional seats for the Democrats in 2026. It was great if you watched it. I watched it live on the Midas Touch Network, which is a wonderful place to get your news. That's where I get my news. And Newsom criticized Texas Republicans for trying to redraw congressional maps to favor the Republicans ahead of the 2026 elections. That's what's going on. I've talked about it before. Instead of getting help to the Texans from the huge flood they had just over a month ago, well, they're still waiting for help and finances. Texans are rezoning maps because Trump demanded 5 more seats in the House for next year for the midterms because he's scared he's going to lose the House. And who knows, maybe he'll even lose the Senate if he keeps on being a king like he thinks he is. So anyway, they're proposing to redistrict their plan, which allows the state legislature to draw new electoral maps for the elections in 2026, 2028, and 2030, before returning power to an independent commissioner after 2030. So Republicans speak against this as though Texas isn't doing it as we speak. And this is actually in response to Texas responding to Trump's demanding of the 5 seats in the House. So it all started because Trump is losing faith in himself and in his so incompetent cabinet that he has taken away all of Fox News casts that make millions and millions of dollars and live in multi-million-dollar homes, by the way. It's definitely a reality show. If that show got fact-checked, which I think someone has done, it is completely propaganda and lies. That's all. They just spin the opposite of what's going on. It's just so funny for me to watch. It's just hysterical. So, let me be clear. If Democrats are able to take back the House next year in the 2026 elections, which we are starting working on now, people that don't want Trump to still be in complete control of all the branches, he is overstepping his boundaries daily. And because we want that to stop, Governor Gavin Newsom has stepped up to the plate and took this strong stance. And now we're all running with this, and we have to start now getting ready for the new voting laws in each state now, like they did to us here in North Carolina last year, to get more seats. And we have to start getting people registered now, getting updated on your state's new voting laws, what's changed. Make sure you have everything in place now, so next year when it comes to vote, and even this November for when you vote, that you'll be ready and the whole country will be ready to take this orange dictator out of the White House, which, by the way, him cheating in golf and getting a 69, come on, man. That is so old. The only way Trump gets 69 is cheating on his golf scores or forcing himself on people, apparently, to people's testimonies. Anyway, back to a man of character and stature. Governor Newsom is just humiliating Trump 24/7 now. I personally fucking love it because someone's got to do it, and he's got the platform to do it. He's got the largest economy in our country to do it. That state gives so much to our country, especially the red states that are deficits, and the blue states are givers to the deficit states, which are the red states, not to break them apart like that, but it's true. So not only is California first best economy in our country, Trump can learn a lot from California, but also it's the fourth in the whole entire world. That's how good it is. So I want to fuck with California right now. They're a part of our country, a huge part of our country, and not just the map. They are us, just like these people from other countries are us. Everybody's us. We must learn to blend and live together. It's the only way. It's what we've been doing. We have to get better at it, not worse at it. So today I found a news article on ground.news. It's from a article. Way this guy Evan Hurst presents the news, I was just laughing the whole time. It just made me just laugh the whole time. So I'm not going to read it to you point blank, but go to the Wonkette, WONKETTE, and this is what I found today. And like I said, it just made me laugh. So I hope to bring the news on this particular thing and make you laugh. So apparently California's governor, Gavin Newsom, continues to teach a masterclass on how to humiliate Donald Trump and expose him daily as the clown he is. And important. Not actually an all-powerful dictator. You know, Newsom's been posting a lot, and he's basically mirroring the way Trump posts. And now Republicans are getting, like, calling Newsom out for, like, behaving this way, like rudely, but meanwhile he's doing exactly what Trump is doing, who is called the president of our United States. He ends his posts like him now, like he ends it, "Thank you for your attention to this matter," exclamation point. He puts it in caps. He throws in his middle initial now, like Donald J. Trump does. So it's really quite funny if you follow Gavin Newsom's posts, and apparently this guy does. So he reports that this November election, the governor of California is going to let voters weigh in on whether they'd like to gerrymander the state hilariously to fuck in order to counteract the Nazis, what the Nazis are doing in the slave states. The initiative would only kick in if the Nazi rigged the slave states. That's how this journalist writes it, which is basically, in case you don't understand that, Gavin Newsom only wants to implement this remapping only, and he's been saying this for weeks now, if Texas does it. It's the only way to wipe 5 seats for 5 seats and be back on an even playing field. So that's the way he put it. That was so funny. Then he goes on to say, "Donald Trump, you have poked the bear and we will punch back," said Newsom during the press conference. And goddamn right. It's about time Democrats brought nuclear weapons to the nuclear weapons fight. The fake-ass Republicans are threatening violence. You know, those kind. Whenever we use totally common expressions, and it wasn't even our terrorists who tried to 9/11 the Capitol on January 6th. Okay, here is what Newsom's social media team did after the press conference on Thursday, and they only get better. So here's one of them, which was August 14th, Thursday. It said, It's from Governor Newsom press office, and as you can see, it says, Donald is finished. He is no longer hot. First the hands, so tiny, and now me, Gavin C. Newsom, have taken away his step. Many are saying he can't even do the big stairs on Air Force One anymore. Uses the little baby stairs now. Sad. Tomorrow he's got his meeting with Putin in Russia. Nobody cares. And then the governor goes on, all the television cameras are on me, America's favorite governor. Even low ratings Laura Ingraham edits the tapes. Can't stop talking about my beautiful maps. You're wonderful for Liberation Day, America! Exclamation point. Donnie J. missed the deadline. Whoops. And now I run the show. Thank you for your attention to this matter. GCN. So that was the post. And not only, he literally asked the president all week to respond to his response to Texas, and he ignored him. So Newsom followed up with his Photoshop of Donald Trump's favorite Photoshop of himself on the cover of Time magazine, bragging about his Liberation Day, which is what the governor calls it, Liberation Day, and dressed like the king of the world. He does look like a king. A TikToker posted that Gavin Newsom, like he never heard that before, he said. He used to get called that when he was a little boy. So Gavin Newsom responded with this picture that one time TikToker got invited to the party, Kaya, when Pam Bondi gathered all the influences at the White House in February to give them the Epstein files. You know, before Pam Bondi decided she had to hide all the Epstein files to protect Donald Trump from America finding out what kind of shenanigans he used to get into with his two favorite pedophiles. How happy she was to have the Epstein files. Apparently she was at the White House when that day that Bundy gave everybody those binders. So California Republican Assemblyman Carl DeMaio bitched and whined last night about labor leader and former California Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez using the dreaded F word at Newsom's event. By the way, she was great. They were all great. And tried to bully the state's media, he claims. Like ICE doesn't exist. How these people, it's crazy. Yeah. So he goes on to wouldn't want anything to happen to their FCC licenses if these effing words got said in public. She wasn't bullying media to not cover it. So this is Carl's media post. After the vulgar behavior today at a live event, you have a duty to not cover these rallies live if Gonzalez is involved. You have a duty to your viewers and an FCC license to keep. And then another jerk, Alex Michelson here, says, you have more in common with an undocumented farm worker than the fucking billionaires who are causing the mess. At Lorena Gonzalez with her second F-bomb attacking Republicans at the CA Democrats rally for the Election Rigging Response Act. Like I said, she was great. They all were great. So this is the way Newsom's account responded to DeMaio's whining. Like, wait until you see this. The New York Post. So, you know a lot about vulgar behavior, wouldn't you, Carl? Apparently, the New York Post, potential successor for San Diego's disgraced mayor, has alleged history of openly masturbating in restrooms. New York Post. Somehow, DeMaio hadn't finished yet, tweeting, "We mean not masturbating," and he said, "I'm looking forward to November 4th when California voters hand Gavin Newsom a humiliating defeat by rejecting his corrupt and dishonest redistricting scheme in a one fell swoop, and they will." So then Newsom replies with this from his press office. Ex-councilman accused of masturbating in City Hall. Former San Diego Councilman Carl DeMaio, who is considering running for mayor to replace Bob Filner, is accused of masturbating at City Hall, apparently also. Once a masturbator, always a masturbator. Oh, there's so many ways to fight back, the journalist goes on, and people are really starting to do it right now. Finally, fucking finally. Woo! That's how I feel. And what we notice is that the second people really start actively pantsing and humiliating these bitch-ass Trump Nazis, the dumber, more pathetic, and more incompetent they suddenly look. Every single time. Also, sometimes they end up covered in sandwich. Whatever that means. Maybe it's a guy thing. And I just want to go one more post from this guy. He's so funny. Here's Hillary Clinton, who I voted for. Silly me. Women can't be presidents. What was I thinking? This is the United States of America? Oh, Hillary, that one was rigged too. You should have won. Me and my daughter, we went to bed early that night knowing she won. And we woke up and it said Donald Trump won in 2016. I wonder what happened there. If you ever want to know what happened in the last election, there's people starting to report a conspiracy theory on, I think they're calling it She Won. This must come out, and it's real interesting to read these facts these people have been working on that involves Elon, of course, and shell companies, and how they got the satellite systems and the voting machines not only to change the votes, but to also erase the footprint that they were even in there through satellite to change things. And those are my words. I'm paraphrasing what it says, but you could find them on Blue Skies, and I think you could find them on Substack too. But it's pretty interesting theory. I hope it comes out and it's all true, because then he wouldn't be president right now, and neither his cabinet wouldn't exist. Anyway, so that's what reminded me of Hillary Clinton. I thought she won for sure, and I thought Kamala won for sure. So, but instead, Trump won both of those times. Odd. So Hillary posts on her account, on one hand, Republican officials call themselves war fighters. On the other, they become whiny crybabies at the thought of setting foot in D.C. streets and New York City subways that literally school children navigate every day without incident. Real macho stuff. It's true. So she posted that August 14th, 25, literally school children. Anyway, we know she was directly talking about whiny crybaby Pete Hegseth, because warfighter, he's the one who constantly works himself into a lather talking about warfighters, speaking of public masturbators. Evan Hurst, kudos. That was great. I loved your article in the Wonkat. Thank you. That really helped me deliver what I wanted to cover on Gavin Newsom's speech yesterday, and the responses to it. So basically, Gavin Newsom's response to Governor Abbott trying to flip 5 more seats for Donald Trump's big ask. And then he kept saying to Governor Abbott of Texas, if you ever see him speak, you will get sick. He makes me so sick. I've already given him that award many times. The public masturbator. I think I'm going to give it to him today, though, whatever his name was. The San Diego, maybe, or I don't know if he ever made it to office or not. Governor Abbott, if you ever hear him speak, it's disgusting. You could tell he's a horrible man just by the way he talks at you. And Governor Newsom has given Texas and the governor many chances to not do what they're doing because it's illegal. All the Democrat House members left the state because they couldn't stand by and watch this happen while they were there and let it happen. And I so respect that. And I hope all the Democrats start doing that no matter what office they hold. Because I know I will do my power for what I can do. And he gave them plenty of chances not to take part in this illegal 5-seat flip. And he continually said he would only do it if they did it. And he's doing it in November 4th, this year's election, because they're not stopping. So neither is he. The only difference between California and Texas with this 5-seat flip that'll, basically level it out, unless, of course, all the other states start doing this now too, which may happen, is that he's asking the voters if they want to do it. It's going to be on the ballot box in November, just like if you want your state to still have legal, abortions, access to it and stuff, and all other big issues. So that's the only difference between California and Texas doing it. And that's about it. Please like and subscribe. It would be great if you like it, and if you subscribe, that would be wonderful. And I will talk to you soon. Happy Friday. Have a great night.